morning, everyone. We are live and welcome back to Real Talk with yours truly, Melissa Miller, a place where we speak with entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and get the behind the scenes look at their path to success. And today is no different. We have Kenny Fast from Oakland, California, consistently ranked in the top 1% of agents in the Oakland, California area, East Bay area. In 2015, he was named INMAN News Most Innovative Agent Broker of the Year through his savvy marketing and systems. As an industry thought leader and influencer, he speaks dozens of times a year all across the US to teach agents how to up their marketing game and bring more value to their clients. So let's welcome Kenny Fast.
And what's up? Thanks for having me on today.
Thank you so much for being here. This year I heard about your great accomplishment being the #1 highest producing team at eXp Realty for June. You probably have had that again repeated. I had the pleasure to listen to your presentation at the eXp leadership meeting, and you really have an amazing team breaking some records in that area. And I was just really so impressed with everything that you're doing over there.
Thank you.
So I really wanted to hear more about your journey of what got you to this point. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. So let's talk about that. Where did you grow up? Tell us a little bit about your background. Who is
Yeah, I'm 99% Chinese according to 23andMe. Both my parents were born in Vietnam. They traveled over to Canada in the 80s. So I was born in 84. And so I grew up in Canada. I have family of my mom's side of the family is in Canada, and my dad's side of the family, so some of them still live in Vietnam. Then moved over to the States, to California in 1987. That's when I had my brother. So I've been in Oakland specifically. So I've been here living in Oakland. This is my office here in Oakland since 1987. So I consider myself a native.
Wow. So that office you've had since 87?
No. I've lived in Oakland since 1987.
Okay. I was like, wow. I know that the office that you're in right now is one of your newer offices, right? That you're building.
Yeah. We moved into this office about 2 months ago. I took over this 9,000 square feet warehouse. It was completely tricked out already. This used to be a nightclub. It was called Kimbo's. It was a nightclub in Pool Hall about 15 years ago. I never been here when it was that. And then like a tech innovation firm had it for a while. And then when COVID hit, they worked from home, and we found it and we liked it. So we took over the lease about 2 months ago.
Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more into the structure and your setup right now, because I know you have several offices. But let's go back to what you did before real estate.
So I've only had like one real job before during college. It was working for this company called Source Corp. This was before, not quite before, but this was, we scanned loan documents for a company called Greenpoint Mortgage. So this was before I was in like real estate. So I kind of just figured out what was like Greenpoint Mortgage. Countrywide, they was sending 10 feet and hundreds of boxes of loan documents. Each box was had folders in it for loan documents. Now is known as Transaction Point or Sky Slope. You put things in, but back 12 years ago, they had entire work shifts scanning your loan documents into filing them. So I managed a workforce managing shifts, doing that. Besides that, I never had I never done retail before. Never had like a full-time salary position. Just kind of work different things, more entrepreneurial. When I first got into real estate, I was just installing auction.com signs in the ground for like, I don't know, 100 something homes in my area every single month. And then before that, really got my start in kind of like my passion has always been technology. I literally got my first computer in 5th grade. So I remember that 66 hertz Windows. I think it was Windows 95. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I was kind of living on the internet since I was in it's 5th grade. 5th grade elementary school. I think 5th grade is elementary school.
Oh, wow.
So I've been on a computer since elementary school, and then in middle school I used to go to computer shows and like build computers and stuff like that. So I've always been passionate about that, and it kind of eventually went into like social media and that version of social media back then, which is just like building online websites.
Oh, wow. So you were kind of into the tech before.
Yeah, since I was very, very early.
So did somebody introduce you? I mean, I know you were doing documents with Countrywide, but what was the point where you said, okay, I want to be a realtor, like go into real estate? Like what was
Never said I wanted to. So one of the jobs I worked was I found the job on Craigslist to pick up signs. So these big auction.com signs or these ones you stab in the ground. So I went to this local hotel, the Marriott. I forgot why, but like they had it there, and I just picked it up and brought it to my house, and I placed it in front of my parents' house on the front porch, and people would just come pick up the signs. And then during that time, I was installing them in the ground throughout the Bay Area. They actually did that for a couple of years. But then people would come, and they were supposed to just pick up the signs, but sometimes they knock on the door just out of courtesy. So I would chat with some of them, and then I met this guy, this big Nigerian guy. He was like super funny. We hit it off right away. His name was Sunday Peters. Had a cool name too. So he kind of saw my hustle and liked the energy. So he hired me on the spot to be an assistant for him next week. So I started like a couple days later. I was in my pajamas, had a t-shirt on. So that's literally how I got my start in real estate. It wasn't like, oh my God, I want to be a realtor and change lights and stuff. It was like, let me do it. So I worked for him, like doing, installing lock boxes and doing BP bank owned stuff, CMAs, market analysis reports. So it's kind of grinding it out there for a good year with him while I was working other stuff too. Like I worked at Walmart for a couple quarters, weeks at a time. The kind of the weed, the play, the demo, you play the games. So I did that inside of Walmart in deep East Oakland. And then I would leave on Sundays to do showings. And then I had like another job where it would send me pallets and a wall full of like lotions and nail filers and marketing stuff. And I would go deliver them to nail salons and different things. So like I literally was working 3-4 different gigs. I could find a time making pretty good money because those early years of recession, it was like bottom of the market recession. So I was looking for any job I could find on Craigslist, and I had a couple of them at a time. And then eventually, I saw the money in real estate. So not my broker, but him, because I didn't hang my license with him. So, but that broker suggested I get my real estate license, and I did. And then once I got licensed, actually my good friend Mayuri recruited me to their office, and I got my start there. But it was kind of a rough start because I wasn't really all in. I didn't even count it, but it took me about like 8 or 9 months to do my first deal. It was like a $60,000 transaction. I just literally blanked out my mind. A $60,000 transaction. I showed like well over 7
in commission or 60,000 price.
Oh, yeah, price. And I think I made like $800 on that. And I was like, I'm not sure real estate's for me because I spent, to show 70 homes back then, you got to imagine running offers. And then come back down and I went to some conferences and I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. I went to INMAN, Asian Connect. I went to local Asian Real Estate Association. I was like, oh, I guess I get better understanding how to do real estate. And then I considered my first year in real estate, and I popped in. I gave them my all, started leveraging technology, some IDX feeds, posting my broker's listings on Craigslist. Zillow and Truly and Redfin came out that year roughly, so they weren't really big. So everything was manual. I took my broker's listings, posted them on Craigslist, redirected my website with IDX feed. I took my broker's listings, typed everything into Zillow, and started starting a business. And eventually, my first 2 months in the business, really selling. March, April, I ended up selling 9 homes. Like, okay, this is cool. I was a college student, all kinds of jobs, spending a lot of money, and this time all my credit cards were maxed out or like folding. So I remember I paid off all my credit cards within a couple months. Like, okay, I could do real estate. This is not hard.
Well, what were you majoring in college? What were you doing?
2 things: business and marketing.
So that was a good foundation.
Yeah, it worked really well because like real estate, the product you're selling in real estate is really yourself. I know you sell homes, but you sell yourself, and then what the services you offer is the real estate sales. So what better product to be passionate about marketing than yourself?
Exactly. And you did a good job with that, with your branding. I like one of the phrases that you say, be you, but be fast. Is that yes, be you, but fast. Yes.
That's our company slogan.
That's pretty awesome that you came up with that, because now you're building a team. And
I gotta give credit to my friend Kevin. I post on Instagram 50 times a day on all days. But then I was like, oh, we came to this brand, and I was like, we should have a slogan. And then you go to every conference, be authentic, be social media, be you, I was like, oh yeah, then that's our slogan, be you. And then my friend just said, you should Kevin Cruz is like, be you but fast. Like, okay, perfect, that's it. And then
That's awesome.
that was it.
I love that brand. So really, I can see where you've really taken the foundation of that technology and you've implemented it into your systems, into your team. I've looked at some of the videos you've done and some of the social media posts. I think you guys are really groundbreaking when it comes to a lot of the training that you're doing for your team. Tell me a little bit more about that. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's evolved over time. So this kind of sound overplaced, but currently, as it is today, many big teams are running a very similar platform. So what is that? They use something like a Teachable, a Trainio, or Kajabi, or Thinkific, or we use Mighty Networks. So you have we have like 100 videos on, how to talk to the seller, how to fill out this page with this. I don't know, pretty much how to read HOA documents, like all that. So we have a video training library of all that hosted. We use a program called Mighty Networks, just because it looks really cool. Mighty Networks was more for building community and selling courses, but we like the way it looked. It looked very, very high tech and social. So we're very early stages of that. We just did the basics, which is getting that video library. Another thing we do too is, we took a page out of the EXP Rotate playbook. New agents coming on, they're assigned a mentor. For their first 3 transactions, we have a mentor. The mentors do up to 7 mentees, and we had to evolve to be very clear on that, because we didn't want the mentors to be a Jack or Jill of all trades and do every single thing, which that was confusion. We want to then hyper focus on talking about contracts, walking them through CMA and getting them prepped for their first listing or something, or that window of things. We're not talking about farming or coaching or door knocking, any of that stuff. They just help for contracts. So we have the mentors, we have the training library, and then on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we my sales manager, or my director of sales and coaching is his official title, does coaching calls. Probably like 50, 60 people show up. It's been growing pretty consistently. They're 8:30 to 9:30 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. Monday is focuses on accountability and motivation for the week. It's a good way to start the week up. And then Wednesday is like market talk, script, role play. And Friday he goes deep into like human health, relationships, like just really, he's like our only in-house Tony Robbins. And the cool part about these coaching calls is people get pretty vulnerable. I hop on whenever I can. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen people cry in the calls, which is kind of crazy. It's a real estate group coaching call. So those are some of the segments we have, and then we use Slack at a very high level. Slack, we have probably like 20 different channels on different topics. It's really busy in there. It's great. We have stuff like a channel dedicated to marketing tools, a channel dedicated to market updates. I get content from Business Insider or NBC or whatever your local publications are, or INMAN or whatever. So the market Redfin, Zillow. So the market updates are on this channel, and it posts up really consistently every time I see an article about the market. Then we have like channel for trading events, conferences, webinars.
Right.
Pretty much everyone has webinars almost every day, right? So we pop it all in there, and local events. So our agents are just really well trained. And then we have our own in-house broker that handles like that more advanced level contract stuff. And she's available from 9 to 5 each day. And she has an open Zoom room that's open usually from 12 to 1:30. We just walk in, and I try my best pop in those randomly, and I always answer whatever questions they have. So for a new agent and experienced agent coming in, there's just a huge surplus of information.
Yeah, you have like a huge, the channel just has like a wealth of knowledge and information. How many mentors do you have within your team?
I think we have 9 right now. Yeah, we're always adding on too, because like right now we're floating about 200 agents on the team.
Wow.
Yeah, and we onboarded 18 in September. We onboarded 20 in August. So we're bringing in, and now we're starting. It's been growing. So we're bringing on about 20 team members or more a month. And more recently, we just partnered with a real estate school. They've sent us hundreds and hundreds of leads in one market in San Jose, and then we partner with them again in a different market nearby. So, like, we're trying to figure out like how to maintain.
Most of those new agents.
New agents, yeah. The real estate school we launched with them. We have a couple hundred leads. We're doing our first official career day where agents will come on and get to learn about our company and learn about what we do. And so we haven't even taken the first like big step in actually converting or introducing the leads, because we're trying to grow, but be careful. Like just to coach, like just to give you an example, because of the intimate settings of the coaching calls, and then Elias does a great job. So this is a great tip for kind of maybe team leaders. People coming on, he'll ask them to introduce themselves and call them out, and then he'll ask another agent on the team like, "Hey, what should these people expect?" And kind of give you a pitch that I did, but way better than I did. And then at the end, they'll just recap like, "Hey, what do you think of this meeting?" So like pretty much almost every time I hop on the team on those coaching calls, there's couple new people on. So we don't want to flood that entire call with 10 new agents. We're doing a couple a day. It's been growing really steadily. On
How
that.
many staff do you have to handle? You have 2
We have, that's because I just came out from a couple conferences the last 2 weeks. We're really light on staff, which is kind of crazy. And we're trying to bump it up. We currently on a leadership team is our director of sales and coaching, our director of operations. This is one person, director of onboarding and vendor relationships, and our own in-house broker person, executive compliance, I forgot her official role. Then we have operations specialist that reports to the executive assistant. Then we have a team relationship specialist. So that's number 6 staff that focuses on 4 key things: retention, recruiting, reviews, and referrals. So she leads that entire department. We're still building it out right now. Like she does things like check-in. She does calls. Again, we're evolving really quickly. She in the last couple weeks, she started calling all the agents to do help a wellness check-in, how they're doing. Agents, we're all 1099 independent contractors. Not everyone replies back, but a lot do. And then she'll book 15-minute to half an hour coaching calls or one-on-ones with Elias, our sales manager. So retention is really important in the company. So we've had less than a 5% attrition rate in the last year. So we retain very, very well. Also, we're going so fast too, but we make sure we do a lot of things like that. So that's 6 staff, high-level staff or leadership team members. And then we have 2 ISAs in the Philippines just doing outbound lead gen. And that's our next hire is an in-house ISA. That's a really important hire. Right. That's 7 and 8. And then we have 2 virtual assistants that are amazing, just handling all kinds of stuff. So then that puts us as 10. And then we have like a local assistant that handles our Zillow Flex stuff, more like entry-level assistant. And then we have a listing coordinator that works only for my listings, but now I'm kind of moving up production. So I'm starting she's working with a handful of agents right now. And then we have that's like medium level assistant that's been helping us every day. She wants to do real estate, but we're trying to have her be more supportive. I think she does a strong job there. So technically, I guess we have 13 people on staff, and then supporting the 200 people.
Wow. So a lot of your, what would you say, sales meetings, huddles, are they live or are you taking advantage of virtual?
We've been doing Tuesday team meetings since last June, I think. Have never ever missed one before, except we're canceling it next week for the first time because we're doing Tom Ferry's Success Summit live here in the office. So we do our team meetings in Zoom, coaching calls on Zoom, but we have a lot of in-person stuff too. Right before Delta variant got crazy, we had a couple trainings 3 weeks in a row. We had 50, 60 agents were in the office, in our Walnut Creek office, to do one day was financial wealth, and I forgot what the other one was, farming or digital farming in your neighborhood. And then more recently, we had this. I wasn't here. I was in Greece for 2 weeks. I just came back last week.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
Jealous.
We had this. So I wasn't there. So we had this class called Coaching and Preparation. I think it was a 4 or 5 hour class. We had 60 agents in the office in the Concord location, the conference center. And then next week we're hosting. I will be in Dallas next week for Tom Ferry. But next week we're hosting in this 9,000 square feet office over 100 something agents. Tom Ferry. So we have a huge 150, 200 inch projector and 3 TVs all around to bring people in. So to watch Tom Ferry, and then we're also doing the Brentwood office. And so we're doing a mix. Whenever we can, we're doing big events in person, but we're kind of mixing it up.
So how many locations do you have, brick and mortar?
Currently, as it is today, I have 2 retail locations. I have this 9,000 square feet building. I have a 3,000 square feet building in the city of Brentwood, California, in Contra Costa. We're opening an office in Hercules, California, 25 minutes north of Oakland. And then we have one in Hayward. That got delayed a year. It's opening in April. So including Hercules, we have 3 retail locations, and we have 4 co-working spaces. through industrious spaces we work are just different, higher end co-working spaces. So we have co-working spaces in Sacramento, Concord, San Francisco. We get the keys in 3 days. San Francisco, and there's one more in there somewhere. On Concord, Walnut Creek. So technically we have 7 locations by next week
Awesome.
through retail. And then I went to the city of Vacaville. It's like over an hour away from here, Vacaville yesterday. Today I'm going to Benicia. So we're also looking at office spaces in Vacaville, Benicia, Stockton. They're all like the 1-tier pricing wise, lower. But then this is where our buyers and consumers and agents are going. The Peninsula and San Jose. So we have 7 locations right now, opening up 5 more by April. Lake Tahoe and LA or SoCal. Yeah. So we already have talking to a lot of people. So we want to have 14 locations under the Fast Real Estate brand by next April. And we filed a DBA for Fast Real Estate in April, and it got approved by the DRE in August. And I just got the trademark approved. So we were pretty quiet about it. I didn't want someone rushing and taking over the brand, and it would screw me over. So I own Fast Real Estate, the trademark. So now we can take this anywhere we want. So the next quarter 2, we'll have 14 office locations.
That's amazing, and especially considering that EXP is known for being a virtual company.
Yeah,
I have a brick and mortar as well, and I have my reasons for that. I'm interested in hearing why you think it's important to have.
More than 2 things, but the main 2 things is that community and culture, and people. Like I know last year you were watching a lot of webinars and stuff. All these companies are closing down their offices because they were too big. Originally they were too big, and you have an office of 100 agents where only 20 people come, then it was too big. So rather than have one, this is our headquarters. So this place is 215 Washington Street is our address. You want to check it out. This place is really amazing. We're having all these little mini hubs all over, so we're right sizing for the area. So 2,000 square feet office, and then also with that said, like we can hold events at each office. We're holding a trick-or-treating event here for kids on Saturday the 30th, where people can walk this path to get candy and stuff, and then afterwards is a party for adults. And we've had a couple top producers dinners here, and they've been amazing. Like we can line up 30 seats. We had dinner here once a month for top producers. So these are also event spaces and community hubs. And then secondly, on the geographic map, many agents are having a hard time, at least for whether or not you're an ESP or not, but for the brokerage model, or with the franchise model, whether you're with Keller Williams or BHG or whatever, this office and this office half an hour away, an hour, all different owners and managers and people. So recruiting wise, agent John and Sally in different markets, John's not going to recruit Sally to his market center or office because it makes no sense. So what we've done is we kind of took the best parts of ESP, which is the virtual brokerage, but we overlay the traditional model on it, which is offices and market centers and such and franchise offices, but it's all my franchise. So it's one franchise with 14 locations. So what does that do? One agent an hour north of me might have a friend an hour south of me. That might have a friend east of me. And that's what we just been recruiting like crazy because now, if you pretty much live within an hour and a half span here, we probably have an office like half an hour from you, and including local team members often. And then also you have access to all the other offices. So now like people are less cliquey, and I can dive really quickly into our squads. So we have squads on the team. We have 7 squad leaders.
I saw that.
9 agents each. So now like they mix up the people every single quarter. So now like our offices, people hang out with other people in other offices. That's not a normal thing. That like there's no company does that, because so we built that culture, and that's why we've grown so fast, because someone knows someone somewhere within here, and then they like it makes us at least a option for them to interview.
Yes, absolutely. That's amazing that you're able to do that because people want culture. People want to be able to come in and network with other agents. So you're definitely filling
that's
that.
That's probably one of the best things about EC is a virtual brokerage and the cost, but that's one of the worst things too. Like you come on, it's hard to make friends through Facebook. And then with COVID right now, people be more cautious. No one's throwing a lot of big events and happy hours and meetings. So like you join a company, wherever it might be, and like you don't have any friends there. It's a lonely business, And then if you're one of the like us, or we stand out, we have culture. Most companies have culture, and you go to a different company, whether it's Colo, Compass, or whatever, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. Here we built it from scratch, so we're building a very fun and productive environment, and that's what we're going for.
That's absolutely amazing. So, as far as what would you attribute to your success? Coaching with, I think you're coaching with Tom Ferry, or is there a mentor that you had, or something that you were able to just
both of those? I mean, I think I travel well over 100 days a year to go to conferences. Even like this year, I have like 6 or 7 more conferences this year. It's going to conferences and executing right away. People go to conferences and they don't take anything back. Which, I mean, I went to a video conference and we still haven't had time to execute, but it's on our list. And we're finally doing some things we said we would do over a month ago. And I just came back from another conference. I was like, whoa, this is way too much stuff. Like, let's write it down. And so I execute very quickly if I see something, like during even the conference I was in Lake Tahoe the other day, and I immediately send to my team on Slack, like, hey, let's get these things done, or let's set this up for next quarter. Let's set this up for let's look more closely in this in November. So my thing is just like constantly going out, learning and executing, which most people don't do, or they don't have capacity to do. And I'm constantly always learning because I go to every conference like Zillow and Inman and Aria, NAREP, and like everything, Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, what I'm going, all these stuff, and then I'm also constantly not networking with people.
Yes. Well, the other thing that I wanted to find out from you, do you have like some advice that you could give to someone that's looking to get to your level? What's the nugget that you would give to someone to encourage them to pursue?
Really time block. I think like 80-20 rule. Really time block your schedule, no matter how busy you are, no matter what escrow, non-negotiable. Like time block 20% on your week to focus on adding something. If you can add this is going back way back. Like, now that this level of success is different from before, but I remember early on, it's like, you spend 5 hours implementing this tool and you save 10 minutes a day. Within a year, you'll break even in your time, and then you're getting free vacation next year. Like someone's like, well, a lot of people watching this on whatever kind of more like, starting to produce levels, like, why would I spend 5 hours saving 10 minutes? Well, you know what? It adds up over time. Sir.
Yeah.
The light. It adds up over time. So like really got to sit back and think about how to build a business, mastermind with other people. Like I'm on like a couple of different, I do a weekly Friday Zillow mastermind at 7:00 with a bunch of Flex agents. I do a weekly Monday mastermind with other ESP agents, Wednesday integrator. There's a new mastermind now for integrator operator mastermind on Wednesday morning at 7. And then there's a bi-weekly generals top agent mastermind at 12:00. And I attend almost all of them that I can.
Wow.
I can say the work, like constantly you need to be learning and putting stuff in place. But, write down a list of things you think can help your business and stab at it, little by little. To me, watch all this. Like watching this is not going to be helpful. It might be motivating, but if you're not going to do anything to learn on the call, it's not going to do anything for you.
Some of the concepts you just brought was something, because we have a book club, and the book of the month was The One Thing. So I really read that book, but it had a lot of those concepts in it, and it's just important to really focus on what your goal is and implementing, because so many of us go to conferences, we take a whole bunch of flyers.
Dan Baer, one of my mentors, he uses the term rocks, and I like it a lot. Like every quarter, have 3 rocks. Every quarter have 3 rocks and just 3 things you want to accomplish. That's it. You think about you didn't even increase your business by 1% from each thing. You're increasing your business by 10-15% a year, and it compounds, right? And then if you have leadership, if you have staff and leadership team or partners, why don't everyone just set out for 1 or 2 goals for the entire quarter? And then if you have just 3 or 4 people working for you, now you have 10 new things you've added to build your business. That's really impactful. Like to even have it, just like think big, but start small. Just take it really just get things done one at a time. Like I'll give you an example. We try to do Monday.com. We've been working off a spreadsheet for over a decade, and it's starting to get a mess. Right now, so we closed 600 homes this year, and we have 130 pending. But we're using a Google spreadsheet up until 2 months ago, typing in and all that, and it was getting really messy. We weren't tracking referrals, we weren't tracking the mentorship, we weren't tracking lots of stuff on it. I was like, okay, let's get this. So we spent 2 months building on Monday, and now like, oh my god, like what were we doing before this? Because we knew that for a fact that spreadsheet is not. Yeah, like it's you can't run the entire company off a spreadsheet. It's stupid.
Oh, that's.
But
I can imagine.
That's our milestone thing for last quarter.
That's amazing that you're able. You guys are really organized to be doing that on a spreadsheet.
We try.
Oh gosh! So we have some comments that came in. Some people talking about the slogan. Matthew Adams was talking about how great the slogan is. It also speaks a lot to not letting yourself get in the way. Just do it fast. Damon Forrester was saying great system. Gina says, keep doing the great job for the community. Felicia said, that's so good. Go to conferences and execute right away. So your words have definitely resounded with so many different people. Now, I ask a lot of questions, but is there a question that I might not have asked you that people would find interesting about you and your business?
I thought I was on the call with other top agents. Like I found this interesting. Like, how much time do I spend? And like Kyle and Dan, Kyle Whistle and Dan be our top. No, we're both on top 5 team of EXP. Like, how much time do they spend in the sales business? The answer was, I think we're all spending about 6 to 8 hours a week selling real estate, which sounds crazy. Because then, if I show you, like, we color code our calendars, like I spend 90% more, 90% of my, well, I guess maybe like 80% of my time building the business. I'm on masterminds. I'm meeting agents, recruiting calls. I'm on webinars. I'm talking to people. So I spend all my time building the company. Not really, because I got out of production. There's a difference between selling real estate and production. If you're still in production, you're still meeting clients, which is great. You should do that if you're leading and you're starting to grow your team. But I got up the buyer side production late last year, and I worked with 3 buyers this year. You know, my team sells. You know, I've been on 90 contracts in the last 12 months, so I'm still selling, but I'm not in production. And this year, I'm trying to give away my listings too. And to be a good leader, you need to first of all, you need enough business to be able to give away.
Right.
But as you're building out, you know, really important to kind of like constantly level up, or else your team, you know, you need to give your team something to chase. If you're kind of stagnant and letting go of the brakes and they want to grow, they're going to leave you.
Right.
So I spend all my time improving our company or improving myself.
So you're the visionary. You're working on the business.
Yeah.
Phasing out of working in the business.
Yeah.
Which is what's helping you to get to the next level. So where do you see yourself going at this point? I know you're opening different offices.
I only like this funny thing. Like, I talked to my coach yesterday. My goal 8 years ago was to do $100 million of business with 30 agents. And this is a Tom Ferry wrote it down and hired a coach. And last year, so 2 years ago from right now, I wrote one day I want to do $200 million in business. And that was my big goal, you know, because I did last year I did 127, but that's was before. The 2 years ago I did 56 million, so 200 million was a big stretch goal. So now, you know, I said goals usually 2 or 3 years ahead, but next year we're looking to do $2.5 billion in real estate sales, and then the next year after that probably at $5 billion. And we're just going to keep opening up. We're going to take this brand and now trademark to go into other locations, like random people I've talked to, whether it's in Portland or Vegas or Atlanta or Florida. Take this brand, bring it there, run it right, get local admin staff and agents, and grow from there. And after that, I don't know, like, because by next year, you know, I don't really need to work, but it's fun to grow something. I think I'll get bored of my mind. So again, next year goes like $2.5 billion in real estate sales, 14 offices before summer. After that, I don't know, like money. There's gonna be an abundance of money, and we can kind of go wherever, whenever we want. And I really, really want to amp up our admin team, because I want the agent's job to be super easy, whether that's listing concierge and more assistants, runners, showing assistants on staff. So my goal is to make all of our agents top producers. Because then that's what our brand is, like the Fast Real Estate brand. We have a certain look, but our agents have their own. Most of our agents that have been with us for a while have their own branding, own color schemes, own logo, and we want to continue to build that. So we're like a white label brokerage.
Yeah, that's all behind what your slogan is, you know, to you. So that's pretty amazing. It's just great speaking with you, getting to know your story. You know, thanks so much again for being on Real Talk. I think everyone is going to be really interested to check out your social media. So if you can just go through, I mean, it's amazing. Your Facebook page, your YouTube
I'm just
channel.
on Instagram. I really don't use Facebook. I feel bad. I had like hundreds of birthday shout outs last week, but I was in Greece again. Like it was a 10-hour difference, and I still haven't responded. I feel terrible about that. But I'm on Instagram a lot. I don't use Facebook or LinkedIn or anything. My Instagram is Kenny_fast.
Repeat that again, Kenny.
Kenny_fast.
Kenny_fast. And your YouTube channel. Do you YouTube channel?
The name of the YouTube channel is just Fast Rose. YouTube is great. We've uploaded every single team meeting since last year to YouTube.
Yeah.
We've uploaded every single Zillow Flex meetings. We're a big Zillow Flex partner, in addition to there. And then there's links in there to my Elias, my sales manager's coaching calls. So that's the one thing we're doing too. Many agents are stalking us. So by the time they meet with us, like, have you been? So we really try not to meet with agents on our team for interview as the best as we can until we can get them over the coaching call and a team meeting. Because then, like, as a broker, owner, team leader, recruiter, you know, like if you're competing with our people and you only have a half hour to talk to someone, like all the stuff I told you, it's just like a spiel. It's really hard to engage. So we try to get people, hey, come check out the meeting. Let me know what you think, and then we'll set up a call. And that's probably went from like a one-on-one meeting from, I don't know, 50-60% conversion to like 80-90. They see it, they feel it, they see their peers. We're super diverse cast. Yeah, we convert at a very high level. Awesome. So your YouTube channel has all of our previous recordings.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been watching a few of them, and I'm just really impressed with what you're doing over there. Count me in to be at your office sometime before the end of the year. I will let you know. I'm excited to see your 9,000 square foot office and all the things that you're doing over there. So looking forward to that. But thanks again. We really appreciate being able to understand your business, a little bit more about you. And I look forward to, seeing you on social media and being able to learn from you that way too. So thank you again for stopping by Real Talk.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you. Bye-bye.